Good morning, students. Today I am going to take up the topic of Carnot maps in Boolean algebra. This is a very important topic from board exam point of view also. But before we actually start up with Carnot maps, there is something else you should know. So first we are going to start up with that. Well, a Boolean expression can be expressed in two forms: sum of product terms and product of sum terms. So what are sum of product terms? What is meant by that? It is the sum, that means OR, of the terms which are the product terms. And product terms are the ones which are the AND of the variables in an expression. Now it could include all the variables or may not have all the variables. So like in this expression, A bar B C plus B bar C plus AC. So the variables are A, B and C in the expression. Now it is including in the first term all the variables are included, but in the second and third terms there are only two variables which are included, and these variables could be in complemented form or they could be in non-complemented form. So by the definition as it goes, the product terms are the ones which have the variables in an expression, which are the product of the variables in an expression. They may have all the variables, may not have all the variables, may be in complemented form or may not be in complemented form. Now next is the product of sum terms. So this is the product, means it is the AND of the sum terms. And what are the sum terms? They are the OR of the variables in an expression. Now they could be all the variables or may not be all the variables, in complemented or in non-complemented form. So sum terms, by the definition, they are the sum of the variables in an expression, may include all the variables, may not include all the variables. These variables may be in complemented or in non-complemented form. And this is just from examination point of view. You should know that SOP expression is also called standard SOP expression, and a POS expression is also called a standard POS expression. Now what are min terms? Product terms may not have all the variables in the expression, but a min term is one which has all the variables in an expression, and it is the AND of those variables, whether in complemented or in non-complemented form. If we see this example 2, x, y, z plus x bar y z bar plus x bar y bar z. So x, y and z are the variables in this expression, and it has all the three terms have all the three variables in the expression, and they could be in complemented or in non-complemented form. Max terms are the sum of the variables in an expression. They are the sum of all the variables in an expression, whether in complemented form or in non-complemented form. Now, canonical SOP expression. What is that? It is a Boolean expression which is the sum of all the min terms. So we know SOP expression, it is the sum of the product terms. But when those product terms are the min terms, the sum of the min terms, it is known as canonical SOP expression. And canonical POS expression, it is the product of the max terms. So max terms, as you know, they are having all the variables in an expression. So when the POS expression is such which are where the terms are the max terms, then it is known as canonical POS expression. Okay, now you can represent these min terms and max terms also by numbers. Like what earlier we saw, we can represent them by variables, but we can also represent them using decimal numbers. First of all, like supposing this is the min term x, y bar, z, correct? So x is what is in binary form, what it will be. X is 1, y bar means 0 and z is 1. So 1, 0, 1. So in decimal form it will become 5. And min term is represented with a small m, and 5 is its number, so it will be m5. Similarly, x, y bar, z, now w. So there are four variables in this. So x is 1, y bar means 0, and z and w means 1, 1. So 1, 0, 1, 1. Now when you convert it in decimal, it will become 11. So what is the min term? M11. Correct. Now going over to max term. Max term, you have to remember that here when you are saying x plus y bar plus z bar, so x will, if it is x means non-complemented form, so it will be, for that you will have to put a 0, not 1. In min terms, for non-complemented form we put 1, and in complemented form we put 0. But for max terms, when they are non-complemented we put 0, and when they are complemented we put 1. So here it will become 0, 1, 1, and 0, 1, 1 is 3. So max term is represented by a capital M, so it will become M3. Another max term, so it is x plus y bar plus z plus w. Now x means, because it is a max term, so x will be taken as 0, and y bar is 1, z is 0, and w bar is 1. So it will be 0, 1, 0, 1, which is 5. So it will be capital M5. That is how a max term is represented. This is how, like, a Boolean expression, in the truth table form, it is specified to you. X, Y, Z, as you know, the various combinations of three variables, and the function where it is 1. 1 means where the function is true. That is what is given to you. So, where is it true? Like when x is 0, y is 0, and z is 1. So 0, 0, 1, it is 1. Then 0, 1, 0, it is 1. 1, 0, 0, and it is also 1 in 1, 1, 1. So these are the four terms, when four like combinations which are possible, for which the function will be true. So when is it true? First one, for the first one it is 0, 0, 1. So how we will represent it? X bar, y bar, z. Okay, then the second one is x bar, y, z bar. Third one, it will be x, y bar, z bar, and the fourth one, it will be x, y, z. Okay, and why are we putting a plus in between? Because at a time only one combination is possible. So, or of either this one, third one, or fourth one. Correct? So this is how we are representing a Boolean expression when it is given to you that the function is true in these four cases. And this expression is known, you can see it, that it is in canonical SOP form. Another way of representing this Boolean expression could be by the numbers given to the terms. Term numbers, right? So here, like x, y bar, z, we know it is 5, then x, y, z bar, it is 6, and x, y, z, it is 7. So we can also represent this expression as sum of 5, 6, 7. We can represent it as sum of 5, 6, 7. Correct? So this is known as the cardinal form when you are giving term numbers there. Now you can see this from example point of view, that here, again then expression where four places it is 1. So the expression canonical SOP is this, and its cardinal form will be what? M1 plus M2 plus M4 plus M7. So you can use the summation sign and then 1, 2, 4, 7. This is what? It is the POS expression. In the POS expression, what you are doing? You are taking the places or the terms which are having zeros there. So what are those? They are this, the first one, when x, y, and z are 0. But when you are here having to take the max terms. So max terms are which ones? Which are the OR of the variables. And the variables here, if x is in non-complemented form, it will be taken as 0. And if it is in complemented form, it will be taken as 1. So here it is given to you 0, 0, 0. So that is x plus y plus z, right? You will write it as x plus y plus z. Then the next one is 0, 1, 1. So 0 means x in non-complemented form, then y bar z bar, because y and z are in complemented forms. Then next one, it is x bar plus y plus z bar, and further it will be x bar plus y bar plus z. And then when you are giving the term numbers there, so it will be m, capital M0, M3, M5 and M6. Because how it is 0, this is of course 0 0 0, so it will be 0. Yeah, so decimal number determination will be according to the binary values which they have, but you have to just remember that because it is a max term, so when x is 0 it will be in non-complemented form, and when the variable is 1 then it will be in complemented form. And because you have to represent it in cardinal form, so you will be representing with the product symbol here 0, 3, 5, 6. Now we are actually starting with Carnot maps. Why do we need them? Why do we need Carnot maps? Well, they are needed to minimize a Boolean expression. And why do you need to minimize a Boolean expression? Well, that will lead to lesser number of terms and lesser number of variables. So that would make the circuit small and economical. And how do you minimize the Boolean expression till now? You do it algebraically. But what happens in that? You have to know the laws, and it is possible that your friend at a time might be thinking of applying some one law and you might be thinking of applying some other law. But when you use Carnot maps, then there is a systematic way of doing all this. So you are minimizing the expressions in a very simple and systematic way. So you will really enjoy it, and I think it will be very interesting for you. This is an interesting topic finally. A Carnot map is a graphical display of the fundamental products in a truth table. So basically all the min terms in the truth table, they can be represented using a Carnot map. And then you are using it, of course, to simplify a Boolean expression. Now you can see here, this is a two variable truth table given to you, and the function here is f, which is 1 when x is 1 and y is 0, and another it is 1 when x and y both are 1, correct? So how do you represent it using the Carnot map? First of all, is what is important is how you plot it. That means there are two variables, so x variable will be represented this way, that means it will be represented horizontally, and the variable y will be represented in columnar form, correct? So x can have, what are the values which x can have? It can have either 0 or 1, correct? And y can have what? 0 or 1. So what are the different combinations possible? 0 0, then another is 0 1, 1 0 or 1 1, correct? So when is the function f true? It is true when x is 1 and y is 0, and second, it is true when x is 1 and y is 1. So x is 1 and y is 0, so here you will put a 1, and when x is 1 and y is 1, then also it is true, so here also you will put a 1. In rest of the cases you are going to put 0. Now this is a 3 variable. When there are 3 variables, so you see x can take the value 0 or 1. Now what are the other 2 variables left? Y and z. So y and z, you have to combine them, and what are the combinations which are possible? Either 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 or 1 1. Now this is not by mistake, or it is not that you can put anyone anywhere. It is important that I have to put 1 1 first and then 1 0. Okay, so first I will see 0 0, this is 0 1, and then we put 1 0, but first we have to put 1 1 and then we have to put 1 0. Okay, now if you see in this function f, when is it true? When it is 0 1 0. So 0 means x is 0, and 1 0 means y and z are 1 0. So 0 1 0, here it would be 1. Then 1 0 0, here it will be 1 1 0 0. Y and z are 0 0, here it would be 1 1 0 1, and then At 1 1 0 also it is 1. So 1 and 1 0. So here it is 1. 1 x is 1 and yz is 1 0. So here also it is 1. Rest of the places it is 0. It is now a 4 variable map. So you have xy represented horizontally and zw represented in columnar form. So xy, what are the values it will take? Again 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. Mind you, 1 1 first and then 1 0. And similarly zw 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. And now you can see few terms. Let me show to you. 0 0 1 0. So 0 0 xy is 0 0 and zw is 1 0. So here it will be 1, right? Then 0 0 1 1. So xy is 0 0 and zw is 1 1. Yes. So here also it will be 1. Correct? So this is how you can put 1 here. And rest of the terms would be 0, all zeros. Okay, again this is important that we have to put 0 0 then 0 1 1 1 and then 1 0. This is why, because we have to follow the gray code. What does the gray code say? That when we are going from one term to another term, you have to change the term only by a single bit. Okay, let me show you this here. This is the gray code. Gray code is an encoding of numbers so that adjacent numbers have a single digit differing by 1. Like 0 0 0 1. After that, if I had put 1 0, so you see this 0 changes to 1 and 1 changes to 0. So it is a change of 2 bits. But when I'm writing 1 1, so you see from 0 1, when I'm moving to 1 1, so I'm changing the first 0 to 1, but the units place 1 is remaining 1. So there is a change only in a single bit. Similarly, when I'm moving from 1 1 to 1 0, you see the first one is the same as the one here, but this second one is changing to 0. So here this is what I will have. There is a change only in a single bit. This type of coding is known as gray code. Now you will learn how to do grouping in Karnaugh maps. This is very important, and once you master this, you will be able to solve Karnaugh maps easily. You will be always correct in it. So just focus at it. Now showing you the grouping in a 2 variable map. The grouping has to be done in such a way that the ones have to be grouped together. The ones have to be grouped. Now they have to be grouped either horizontally or they can be grouped vertically. Right? You cannot group them diagonally. You have to group them either horizontally or vertically. Now in this particular example one, which you can see 1 1, right? So there can be only one type of grouping. It is horizontal grouping. But in this case, what you see, this is 1 and here also it is 1. So this is the horizontal grouping, and this one and this one can be combined together to form a vertical group. Okay, so there are 2 groups formed. One is the horizontal group and the second one is the vertical group. Whenever you're combining the ones, they have to be combined in powers of 2. So the previous one we saw that we were grouping 2 ones, right? Now there are 4 ones given, so you have to group the 4 ones. You can group all the 4 ones together, right? Now whenever you are combining, you have to take care to try to put maximum ones in a single group. And when you are combining, the ones should be grouped in powers of 2. That means you can group 2 ones together, you can group 4 ones together. Then after 2, then it is 4, 2 square is 4, 2 cube is 8. Correct? So that way it has to go in powers of 2. And you have to try to put maximum ones in a single group, and you have to reduce the number of groups. That should be your intention. So now in this case you are seeing 4 ones. I could have made 2 groups, but the better one is to have all the 4 ones in a single group. So one group I will be reducing 2 groups to a single group which is having all the 4 ones together. This is a three variable map. In this, now you can have only this way, that there can be these two ones together, and herein there are these two ones together. So this is the vertical group, and this one is the horizontal group. There is no other way of grouping them in this particular case. But you can have another way of thinking about it is in this manner, that you have to imagine that the map is folded on the horizontal line, and it is also folded on the vertical line. So when it is folded on the vertical or the horizontal line, like in this example, the one here, if it is on the vertical line, the map is folded, this one will fall on this one. So these two ones can also be grouped together. So you have these two ones which are vertical group. This is these two ones falling in the horizontal group, and another two ones can be grouped together, because you have to think that the map is folded on the vertical as well as on the horizontal lines. So you see, this particular group is also possible. But when you are creating this third group, which is in red, so what is happening is that all the ones which are in this group, they are already belonging to some group. Such a group, this group which is in red, this is known as a redundant group, and a redundant group should be avoided. So whenever you are creating a new group, you should have at least one should be there, at least one single one should be there, which is extra in that group, which is new in that group. So this group, this is known as the redundant group, when all the ones in a group are already belonging to some group. So this we have to take care, that when we are forming a new group, it should have at least one extra one in it which is not belonging to any group. Like these two ones, they are in the they are in this horizontal group, but in this curved group I have put one extra one in this. So this is not a redundant group, and these two groups are possible because now we have to imagine that the map is also folded on the vertical and also on the horizontal line. Now here we could have formed two groups. Two horizontal groups or two vertical groups could have been combined, but remember, we are trying to put all the maximum ones in a single group, and we are trying to reduce the groups. So we are putting 4 ones together in a single group, and this will become a 3 variable. In this 3 variable map, we are putting these 4 ones together in a single group. Now herein, because the map is folded on the vertical line and it is also on the horizontal line, it is folded, so you can imagine these two ones will fall on top of these two, and because it is also on horizontal line, it is folded, so the 4 ones will actually form a pile. So this is a single, they will belong to a single group. So these 4 ones have to be combined together. I will say have to be because it is better to have maximum ones in a single group if you have to, because we are using the Karnaugh map for minimization of a Boolean expression. Correct? So the minimum number of groups which you have, it will be better because that will result in less number of terms. Here you are putting 4 ones, right, in a single group, and these are 2 ones. So basically this is a 4 variable map, and this is how the grouping can be done. So this is a quad you are forming because there are 4 ones, and this is a pair you are forming with 2 ones. This is another grouping you can see. So the different examples, like this one, the 4 ones here, you can imagine folded on horizontal and vertical lines, so they will form a pile. So these 4 ones are grouped together, and these corner ones can also be grouped together. These 4 ones in the curved form, the corner ones, they are also grouped together. So you have basically 2 groups, and each group is having 4 ones in it. This is a quad you are forming, 2 quads. In this 4 variable map, you see what is happening. These 4 ones and these 4 ones, the first row ones and the bottom row ones, they can be combined together because the map is folded on the horizontal line. So all the 8 ones can be put together. Correct? So better to then go for an octet, all the 8 ones in a single group. But then if you are going for the corner ones together, you are forming this particular group also if with these 4 ones. So you can understand that this is a redundant group. It is having all the ones already belonging to a group. So the better option of it is to have only an octet. I hope you have understood grouping now, and further it will require taking out the minimized terms. This I will be covering in the next video. So till then you should be practicing on grouping. Thank you.